Hey there, Mac Automators. This is Bakari Shavana with Mac Automation Tips. Hey, I'm finally back with another video. And in this particular video, I'm going to show you how to trigger any items on your desktop without using your trackpad or mouse. So stick around and check it out. So, when I'm typing, sometimes I'm in the flow. Sometimes I don't want to stop and move my hands from the main keys to my trackpad. And so this kind of slows me down when I have to do that. Even if I can use some shortcuts, it can be kind of not the best and fastest way to get things clicked. So let me show you an app called Mouseless and how it works to prevent having to move your hands back and forth. So let me give you an example here. Right now, I'm in the web version of Amazing Marvin, one of my favorite, is my favorite task management and project management applications. So I'm in here, and though Amazing Marvin has a lot of shortcuts for different items, there are a lot of items that you cannot get to through the shortcut. So, for example, it has a shortcut to open up the some of the strategies here, the strategies section. You can do that, and I can also click S to go into the search here, and that's about it. From there, I can't. There's no shortcut to click on any of the items that you see in the strategy section, right? So suppose I want to type squares and pull up custom squares. So I can do that. So that's easy by typing. But that custom square item, I cannot click on it, and I cannot click on the little settings button down there, the little kind of the little wheel button down there. I can't get to that as well. So with the Mouseless, all I have to do is tap the left command key. Let's do that. And you see there's a whole bunch of letters there. And any of those letters, if I click, say, the CH, that will click that particular item. But if I want to get down to that little asterisk or that little wheel there, I'll have to click I and Y. So I'll do here and Y right there. And so then it gets me close to that little wheel. And then you see, maybe you can't see it in the video. I'll try to zoom in to see if I can do that. But I will click either D or Z. So I'm going to click Z. And you see that opens it up. And there you go. So now I'm inside of it. Now let me see if I want to, if I want to scroll up and down. So in order to do that, I will go into the Option left key, and I will have this freeform on, and I can, let me see if, I need to go. Hold on a second. I'm going to I got to click on the window itself. So let me do this again, and we'll click on, let's see, IA, and click on the window. So now we're in the window, and then I'm going to do the Option left. Okay. And then I'm going to do the M. There you go. Okay. Now, so it'd be the M to scroll up, and then I'll use the, comma to scroll down. So I can do that. And I can also click, say if I wanted to add that new item button, I can do the same thing. I can do the left command key if I want to do that. And I say I might type KF and then click the space bar, and then that'll open that up. And I can just keep going until I need it. But let's come out of that here. So we're going to click here and come out. And so CY real quick. And let's go back up here. Let's go up here. Now say I want to close this, and all I have is that little exit there in the top right. So in order to get that again, I just go here. I'm going to do FF, really easy, and then goes out. You see? And so basically, I'm just commanding this with the, using my, the keys on my keyboard and using the configurations that Mouseless provides. And so with enough practice, you really get a lot faster at it with practice. So now you'll see that there's a Mouseless configuration window in the background. So I want to get to that. So I'm going to do the command key again, tap it. And then I'm going to say, maybe I'll do EL, tap it here, and it brings it up right there. All right. And so Just to be a little bit faster for this video, I'm going to use my cursor at this point. So one of the things you have in here is here, you can see there's a lot of configurations in here, and it's taken me a little bit to learn some of these, but they make sense. There is some documentation on how to use it, and if you're really interested, I can do a second video or that have you. But one of the things you might want to do when you first get to this is go down to the key map here, and first off, these are all the little, if you click right here in this little eye, it shows you all the little type keys that you can use and change inside the configuration, right? So you know, maybe take a screenshot of those, if you will, and you can use those. And then if you go into here, typically by default, you have the command left tap is the one that toggles the overlay. All right. And so that's there by default. But then if you want to add another way to do it, you can put a comma, and then I added caps lock. So I was testing that out because sometimes this command left tap interferes with some of my other shortcuts for BetterTouchTool and Keyboard Maestro. So I'm kind of thinking about maybe not using the command left tap, but using the caps lock. Right. And so there's some other things you can do to know. Here's to escape the overlay. You can do escape, or again, I have it where I can use caps lock to get to escape it there. And you can go also down to say you type the first letter or two, type it wrong. You can use the backspace or delete key to go back without having to, to start over using the overlay. You don't have to escape the overlay and then come back in. So you can use the backspace here to undo the last key, right? And then you use the space, the space key to execute the mouse action. So basically, what Mouseless does is it moves your mouse to where you want to click. And so it has that overlay here, and then it also has, so you have the D, say for example, DO, and then you have what's called a subgrid. And that subgrid here is to kind of to zoom in to the part where you want to be. You don't always need the subgrid, but when you need it for a particular reason, say if I wanted to go into this, text field, I will have to get the subgrid grid up here, or because D and V work fine, I could click that. All right, so let's escape out of that. And so these are a lot of configurations. There is some documentation, and I'll put that in the discussion notes or what have you, description notes at the bottom. But it's a lot of their things here. And I wish the developer will create more videos. I think he did about 2 or 3 videos, and he hasn't done any for a while. But you can get the full-time license of this for, I think, $19. And to me, it's worth it because, again, sometimes I'm just in a kind of a flow while I'm typing, and I can just use this to, just quickly get at things. And I don't use it all the time. If my hand is already on my trackpad, then I'll go ahead and I will click things using my trackpad and cursor as I normally do, but it's only when my hand is already on the keyboard is when I use it. And that's the same thing I do when I am, like if I want to trigger things using BetterTouchTool. If my hand is already on the trackpad, then I trigger things using BetterTouchTool. Same thing if my hand's on the keyboard, I might use Keyboard Maestro string triggers to do that. So it's just a lot of different ways that I can just manually get at stuff and use some automation there. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions about using this application, I would definitely download. I think there's a free trial. I would definitely download it and check it out, because I think you really will like it, particularly if you're on your Mac, throughout the day like I am. All right, so again, this is called Mouseless, and I appreciate you watching the video. Definitely give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much.